Hey everybody, welcome to the show. It's Tommy Friedenberg. We got Rob Bennett. The show.
What show is the show?
The show. The Sports Express highlight wrap-up show.
From Pop Warner to the Dome. From 5Ks to marathons. From Little League to work leagues. Focusing on the community sports lifestyle in Central New York.
Pretty incredible weekend of football this week. Some interesting results. What happened?
Yeah, definitely. Big wins by Auburn and Cato Meridian. Close loss by Homer.
Close loss by Marcellus.
Close loss by Marcellus, not
close loss by Skinny Atlas. I'm not
Big
sure
loss
close
by
is the
Skinny
right
Atlas.
word.
Yeah, first regular season loss in a long time.
Cato might be the real deal, man.
Cato is definitely the real deal. Great coaching staff.
Good
kids are
O
tough as
line.
nails. Good O-line. Got some skill players. Quarterback Conor Witkowski chucking the ball. Hunter White running it. And Marcus Ramakis catching nines all day long. So they're going to be tough to beat. Very well coached.
I was not a big fan of this wing tee thing, but it works for them. Their whole line's pretty good. I watched the film against Port Byron. They move people. They're very quick.
So how does where does Skinny Atlas go from there? Is that a big moment in their season? Is that something that's going to shake them up, or do you think that's something that's going to get them focused for the rest of the year?
I think that will get them focused. I know that they had a lot of respect for Cato before going into that game, and Joe Sindoni was telling anyone who can listen that Cato is a very, very good football team. Got to tell you, General Brown started the season off 0-3, but they've been playing some really good football. I think
big
they
win
won.
for them.
Yeah.
70, put up 70 on Jordan Elbridge.
On Jordan Elbridge.
Is that even legal? Is that legal?
Not in most states. I think North Carolina.
Well,
I think New York they allow it. Maybe
we know it's not legal in the Finger Lakes Youth Football and Cheerleading League, where you cannot win by more than 39 points. Or else you are in serious trouble. You go to the principal's office and they tell
Pop
you,
Warner, it's
don't
28.
break it. Is it 28? Yeah.
They make you keep playing the game, but they say you can't score anymore? Is that how it works?
No, they don't want it to get that high, and there's things you can do. And I like it. I'm just being sarcastic. I don't think there's a reason to rub anybody's nose in it. But, Skinny Alice has to go back to basics and make some changes. And really, they've got the skill players, none of whom played all that great this weekend. But I think that Cato really showed the deficiencies in Skinny Alice's offensive line. James Musso, the quarterback, was under pressure basically the whole game. And Cato had a great game plan going in. They executed it to perfection on their senior night. A lot of emotion going on. Took the lead midway through the second quarter and then really put the hammer down and cruised to a 40-0 victory. So
You got any highlights on that?
I do have some highlights. Would you like to see some?
I would love
Let's
to
see
see
it.
some.
All right, let's go to the videotape. All right, so this is the first drive of the game, and this is what Skinny Alice football typically looks like. Musso rolls out to the right before taking a huge hit. Ball caught by Nick Womp, number 17, and that's typically how Skinny Alice starts games, but you'll find out pretty quickly the next two plays that Cato came to play. Running, absolutely nothing, just swarming defense by Cato. And second and long, give it to your all-state wide receiver Nick Womp, and just absolutely nothing there. So Skinny Alice still was moving the ball. I think Nick Womp still had more than 108 yards or so receiving on the day. Here's another big catch for him there, but just making people miss. But Cato really did a good job getting to the football and marched down the field after a big reception by their wide receiver Marcus Ramakis. They punch it in with running back Hunter White, and it really got a lot of emotion there. And just kept moving. Again, saw a lot of this all day long. Marcus Ramakis just with the 9 balls running past the Skinny Atlas secondary. Another angle on that last play. The end zone camera. Cody Nesbitt right there, but just doesn't make the play. So you don't like that wing T formation there, Dan? You don't like that? get off to the running back there, and another big play. And they just kept bringing it all day long on offense, defense, special teams. And, I'd like to say after watching the film that the game probably was a little bit closer than 40-0. But a lot of big plays by Cato in this game.
Little lick off, and that's a big, long ball right there.
Yeah, I would have called the legal man downfield on that one. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see it?
I didn't catch it.
Yeah,
but
and this little reverse play out of the wing tee, is something that Skinny Alice had a hard time defending. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens going forward.
Yeah, I don't like the wing tee because of those reasons right there.
Well, my understanding is that Cato's coach comes from Shenango Forks. Shenango Forks runs some wing tee and just gets everything in tight and runs tight formations and gives the ball in a lot of different looks. Cato Meridian, the real deal, and we'll see what happens come playoff time. But right now, it's looking like Lowville and Cato Meridian are probably the class of Class C, with the Skinny Atlas and Holland Patton, maybe 3 and 4, but still lots of football left to play. Canastota, I know
Canastota with a
rough
big win.
Yeah.
They beat Clinton 53-6 this week, so I mean they're getting things back on track.
Canastota's going to be tough, and so it's going to be interesting. 1 through 6, we'll see what happens.
So if anybody in Cato wants to cover Cato and help us out, be awesome.
Let us know.
Rob@sxpnetwork.com. Please give us a call. Dave Scholl, athletic director, if you're listening, assign someone to provide us some highlights and some videos and some pictures.
Get it out there.
Let us know more about your Cato Meridian football team.
Yeah, we'll try to cover it as much as we can, but
Absolutely.
there's only 3 of us, so
Yeah, we need your help. We need your
more
help.
people.
So Auburn, big win. Indian River came in last week and handed it to them pretty good. So facing a tough Whitesboro team, I think with only 1 loss on the season going forward, Auburn comes up with a big 55-35 win. What are your thoughts on that one?
What stood out to me is Shaheed Beal, obviously, just screams at you off the stat sheet. Played running back. Usually wide receiver. Robert Morris was out, so they put Beal at running back, and he didn't seem to miss a beat down.
Yeah, no Beal moves segment.
No Beal moves.
I was in Florida enjoying myself.
Ah.
Was listening to that game coming home from the airport. I flew into Elmira listening to that game, and boy, the first half I'm trying to get it on the radio. And a lot of missed tackles by Auburn. I was hearing, they could have had him in the backfield, and and I think it was, what was it, halftime? It was, 14-7?
It was close.
Yeah.
Close.
Then all of a sudden, I get home and I have to put my luggage away and do some other things. I get the radio back on. I'm like, what just happened?
Shaheed Beal scored 5 second-half touchdowns is what happened.
55-35 win by Auburn. What were the stats for Shaheed Beal?
Let me see. I wrote them down because they jumped out at me so much. 284 rushing yards,
That's
20
pretty good.
attempts, 6 touchdowns.
That's pretty good.
And he said on defense, I'm tired of not having the ball, so I'm going to pick the ball off 3 times on my own. So, not a bad day, Shaheed Beal. If you're watching, that'll be some good looks for you. That's a
No Beal
solid
move
effort.
segment. I always like doing that. But they go to Central Square this Friday, so I'll hopefully be en route to Central Square.
Yeah, Central Square took it on the chin this week by ESM, who's got a pretty good program, but should be a good game. Central Square and Auburn this weekend as Auburn looks to keep it rolling. In the meantime, also, we got to talk about Carthage in that Class A. Indian River took it to Auburn pretty good last week. Well, they got handed to them this week 51-8 by Carthage.
What is going on in high school football?
Yeah, it looks like there's some pretty good Class A football action taking place up by Fort Drum in the North Country.
Well, I think Leon Eldridge is, got a lot to do up there in Carthage, so hopefully we can hook up with him and get his views.
And who is that? I know
he
who
runs
it is, but
he runs the minor league football team in Carthage.
well, I'm sure he has his finger on the pulse of what's going up there. So, yeah, let's try to get him on.
Leon, I'm calling you.
Sounds great. All right, Marcellus was undefeated this week going
Yeah, they
into
were
their game
undefeated.
against Solvay. Big battle of undefeateds against Solvay. And what happened there?
undefeated clash there, 2 4-0 teams. The Tom Anthony Cup on the line, something Solvay hasn't won since 2007. So bragging rights for Marcellus there. Senior night and homecoming. So here we go. Early on, Solvay running back Jamie and Bliss, 3-yard touchdown opens the scoring there in the first quarter. And this is here. Marcellus tries to get the punt off. And ironically enough, Tyreek blocks the punt. They return the kick, 14-0 out of the gate for Solvay. But here we go. We got Wilvon McKee getting Mustang on the board with a 4-yard touchdown run. And then here's QB Sean Tierney doing what he's done all year. Takes the ball up the right side, 18 yards to the house. Can't really touch him there. And then here, this is later in the first half. Solvay getting back in front. That's Blaine Franklin with a short touchdown. 21-14 Solvay. And here again, just Sean Tierney. Not a lot of big plays in the first half, but he had a couple of them. Here you see him taking it up the left side, just down inside the 5 on the exact same play. He takes the ball the exact same side and touchdown to tie the game up once again. But here's where the Solvay aerial attack started to really make itself feel felt. This is Brock Bragazi to Justin Scott, 56 yards in the air. And this is not a glitch, folks. Sorry, Marcellus fans, but this is Bragazi to Scott again. This one, 48 yards. The only 2 receptions of the day for Scott, but pretty productive ones. Now, here is Marcellus getting on the board through the air, something they haven't done a ton, but there's Jarrett Salmon with a 7-yard touchdown catch, but it's just not quite enough as the secondary gets burned again for Marcellus. This time, Russell Tarbell, 54 yards to the house, and now into the fourth quarter, you'll see here Nick Kermis, a guy whose name you usually hear a lot. There's his only touchdown of the game, 1-yard run up the middle, but it would not be quite enough. Here, last drive, 4th down, the Mustangs try to get it into the end zone. That's Kermis again. Looked like he might have caught it, but just dropped it. So 42-35, Solvay goes into Marcellus, gives them their first loss of the year, and takes the Tom Anderson Trophy for the first time since 2007. So big win for Solvay, disappointing loss for Marcellus, who had played pretty well, but one of those, trends got to stop somewhere. 11 in a row is, it's hard to beat a team 12 times in a row now.
Well, that looked like one heck of a football game. Dan said he wanted to be in Auburn. I wish I was at that game. 21-21 at the half and 42-35 back and forth affair. I have a feeling those teams may meet each other.
That's a very good chance.
Good for Solvay. I can't remember the last time that Solvay has been at the top of the leaderboard in Class B.
Yeah, but
so
5-0. 5-0.
All right. So moving on. So we've covered Cato and Skaneateles. We've covered Auburn. We've covered the Marcellus Mustangs. What's going on in the Pop Warner world?
Well, we were landed Friday night. Saturday morning, went across the street to cover Auburn Mighty Might. Yeah, we're going to have to cover them again. I always have technical difficulties. The film just didn't come out, but Auburn's got a kid, Brandon Tate. This kid's he's a touchdown machine. Yeah. So Auburn Mighty Might keeps rolling. They're undefeated, and hopefully get some good video of Eddie Ash and his crew.
Yeah, Eddie Ash sent us a message this week, told us how much he appreciated you going out to watch those guys and take that video that just didn't really work out, but
it happens.
It's just I don't know.
Well, I had
That's
your
twice this year.
I had your good camera, so you can blame that one on me.
No, that camera's pretty good. I don't know what happened, but
so Eddie's team's still undefeated.
Undefeated.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Out in Auburn, out in Skaneateles this weekend, their B team, which was undefeated, took their first loss this season, 29-13 against Palmyra Macedon. My understanding was that was a very, very disciplined, hard-hitting team for a bunch of 11 and 12-year-olds. Scott Wilson, your compadre, so to speak. What do you have to say about that loss?
No, he's pretty positive. I mean, he's, he always looks at the positive side of it. To be honest with you, coaches talked after the game, and hey, it's one loss. Let's move forward. Let's focus on something else. I did hear that Dallas Wilson had a couple of huge hits. He
usually does.
He's out of control.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully we can get out and cover some more of those guys too.
Yeah, they've only got 1 week left. I think they're on the road at Marcus Whitman next weekend, so we'll definitely have to try to get out there and get some highlights of that. Maybe do some interviews with those little guys. Maybe hear what Dallas Wilson has to say. Big Hugh Carroll, quarterback on that B team. On another note, the Skinny Atlas / Marcellus C team, even their record up at 3-3 with an 18-6 win over Palmyra Macedon. So they split out there on Sunday. What happens now with Pop Warner? How's that playoff thing go?
I have no idea.
I mean, I thought you were Mr. Pop Warner.
Yeah,
You're supposed to know these things, Dad.
I know. I just, there's playoffs, and then you can move on, and you can go as far as Florida and
down to Disney World, right?
Yeah, Disney World. Scott was telling me that B team, Dallas, they have a chance to go to Canton, Ohio, and play.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Keep moving on. Disneyland, I'd go to Canton, but that's
wow.
Hall of Fame.
You're a rare breed, coach.
yeah. I got a chance to go to Jordan Elbridge, and I had so much fun covering these guys. Jordan's got to be excited because they've got some kids that can play football, and Auburn should be excited. They've got an Auburn kid that plays on that team, and we'll take a look at him a little later. But got a chance to cover the flag kids, and I had so much fun. That's the love of the game, and you got to see it.
All right, let's see it.
Here we go, number 1, Mason McCadden comes up, gets the flag. He's all excited. He loves it. Number 32 here, Jackson Donovan. He's scoping. Oh, there's the ball, gets the flag. He's having fun. Number 15, Jacob McQuathy. He kind of stealths back there. He gets the flag. He's excited. Gotta love this reverse by number 9, Jack McCadden. He gets it. He takes off. He's fast.
All right, go Jack.
Gets down the sideline.
Well, breaks one tackle there.
Kid saves a touchdown tackle.
Oh, there it is.
And this kid's big. Number 33, Keegan Godfrey. He is a big kid. And what's the average of these? 6, 7 years old? And that kid didn't want anything to do with him. Runs out of bounds.
I don't think I'd want anything to do with him.
Here's a good touchdown by number 17, Cameron Burton. He gets to the outside. He should be a little more excited than that. But hey, it is what it is.
He's been here before.
Number 3, Blake Bender. He gets the ball. He goes outside. He's running for his life. Little hit there, and he gets dinged up. And there's the coach's ambulance taking him to the water cooler for some ice. Number 4, Braden Bell. He comes up. Oh, he's at the right place, right time. He gets that flag. Number 18, Nolan Burnham. He's a big kid. He's just dragging him down the sideline. Number 25, Ben White, 15-yard touchdown run for him. He's a big kid. And here's this number 1, Mason McCadden again. He seemed to be everywhere. Yeah, he wasn't going to give the ball up. He's taking that home. But watch this little move at the end by Mason. He just does a little foot move to get in the end zone. Whoop, gets in the end zone. And, you look around, there's Jackson. He's playing linebacker. He's pointing around. Oh, look at that. Mom, give me a blow pop after the game. He's hopping around. He's right there to get the flag. Oh, he doesn't get it, but he's in pursuit. And then zoom out, and, of course, Mason, gets the flag. Some good sportsmanship there. So it was a lot of fun watching these guys.
I think you should coach flag next year.
You should do it.
Listen, the best time I had was coaching flag. Power Ranger right, Scooby Doo toss. I mean, we had some good plays in the playbook.
Yeah, our kids had more fun just thinking up what their team name was going to be than just about anything else.
Yeah, and there's a young man who he was telling me all about his touchdown, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got to wait. Do I have his name? I got to give him some love here." I don't. But he was telling me all about his touchdown run, and I said, "Well, tell me about it." Put the camera on, dead silent. Didn't want to say nothing, So it's a lot of fun out there.
Well, there you have it.
I was just saying, I love the short memory. You know, you got Jackson Donovan. He's looking all around, shouting out instructions. He might have missed the play. Right back up, right back down the field, staying in it. You gotta love seeing people play to the whistle like that.
All right,
even at a young age.
That's what it's all about. So, in short, Skinny Atlas loses. Marcellus loses a tough one. And again, big wins by Auburn and Cato Meridian. Next week, Skinny Atlas heads to home. Skinny Atlas is home next week. Senior night for Nick Womp and the rest of the boys against General Brown. Auburn's playing Central Square. And what's Marcellus have next week?
They're at Bishop Lund. That's where
Gotcha.
That's where that came from. They are traveling out there, looking to get themselves back on the right track. There no more home games for them until the playoffs, I guess.
Cato Meridian is going to be playing Hannibal next week, so it looks like they will likely get another win. But that's your football wrap-up. Syracuse off this week.
I think we got one more.
What do we have
I
left?
got more. I covered the
Oh,
B team
man.
too.
I think we got a little bit more, Rob.
Got to give them some love. So I was on the sideline, and after the flag game, and I just loving it, and then the B team comes out, and they do such a good job at Jordan hyping up the crowd. They get them on the line, they call them all out, they get all pumped up, and they play football. Number 32, Clayton Gilfus, gets them to the 1. These guys that we're highlighting, they're everywhere throughout the entire game. Great run by him. And then number 44, Trevor Ellenworth, punches it in for the score. And he's a fast kid. He's got to learn to get upfield a little quicker, be decisive.
Always
but
coaching.
He's a good player. Clayton Gilfus adds the point after. He's a big, strong, physical kid. So Mid-Lakes with the ball. Number 43, Thomas Clock. Watch this kid come out of nowhere. He runs this down and saves the touchdown, and he's flying. He's got a great angle of pursuit. Takes the kid down, saves the touchdown. But Mid-Lakes would score, but their point after, this kid here, Dalton Wilson, number 74, he's another kid that, Elbridge should be happy to have. Number 13, Connor Frere, gets outside, little quarterback keeper. He's a good athlete, too. And Clayton Gilfus, again, comes out of nowhere. DN doesn't quite get the edge, but here he comes, and he just makes a great tackle. Now, this kid from Mid-Lakes, number 85, Gavin Jones, I actually went up to him after the game. This kid is a great football player for his age. Good moves, knows where he is on the field, and just does a great job. But they go for the point after, and there's Dalton Wilson again. He's behind the play, sees it. This kid doesn't even see him coming, and he just puts a hit on him. And then here's this number 32, Clayton Gilfus. Again, with this block, I had to highlight it in red. Watch him get the edge. Boom. Great block for him at fullback. And let's do a little Clayton Wilson segment, or Clayton Gilfus segment. Here he is again. Good run for him. And why not? Let's give it to him again. Big, strong kid. Good moves. Whoop. Getting upfield. Physical kid. And then, number 44, Trevor Ellingworth again. Love to see him turn it up a little bit. And I want to give a shout out to number 1 on that team, Tommy LaFleur. You saw in the video where he missed that block, where Clayton Gilfus got the edge, and he was upset with himself. But he threw a couple blocks in that game, and this kid is, at that age, at that level, one of the best stock blockers I've seen in a while. And I've got him on one play at the end of this, but a couple guys that stand out for that team. That Dalton Wilson, 74, he's a big kid. Yeah. He's good. He's a lot of fun to watch. Clayton Gilfus, like I said, Tommy LaFleur, he gets reverses and runs up the field, but there's a kid on this team that is an Auburn kid, and he's a lot of fun to watch. He's a minimum boys, I guess you could say. I don't know what Zayden Tillman is, if he's 10, but he's a young kid.
Eating his Wheaties.
He is. So here he is here. We're going to highlight Zayden. There he is. Wouldn't like to see him back up like that, but hey, he sees the play, he runs it down, puts a big hit on, and a lot of fun to watch. Here he is again on defense. Listen, if it's a bad snap, you still got to play football. He just busts through, takes the quarterback down for a loss.
Nobody even moved.
Yeah, nobody really moved. This is a great play. He scrapes down the line of the scrimmage very well on this play. He grabs cloth, doesn't let go, and he just pulls the kid backwards. Here he is again. This is one of my favorite plays by him. He's got one speed. And he just runs it down, finds the shot, takes it, creates a fumble, and makes a play. This is classic. Actually gets double teamed, splits it, gets the guy in the backfield, grabs cloth again, doesn't let go, throws him to the turf. It's fun to watch him. And oh, by the way, he's on the offensive line. He can block too. He actually blocks 2 different people on this play. Hits this kid, gets him out of the way, hits this other kid.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's just, he takes on the big guys too. They put a big guy on him, no problem. I'll just push you down the field. Get out of the way.
What was the score of this game?
Look at this old man.
They had to call me an old man. Here's Tommy LaFleur. He got called for holding on this. Absolutely not. This is not holding. That is a great stock block by him. He had his hands inside. His elbows were tight. The referee gave the explanation that he was steering his guy. That's just a great stock block by Tommy LaFleur. So, and he does it every play they run outside.
Yeah.
And to watch him run a reverse,
I need some help teaching my modified guys to do stock blocks. So maybe we can get Tommy.
Tommy. Hey, if you want to go down and teach some guys how to stock block, it's perfect. His elbows are inside. He did get called for holding. He did have his arm on the outside of the cornerback, but hey, it happens. But they're fun to watch, man. They should be proud of.
Do you know what the score was of that game?
I do not. Yeah. Jordan Alberts didn't come away with that win, but they've done pretty well this season. So hopefully I can get out to another game and cover some more. But
one more week. That's all we got.
It's fun to watch.
Football's almost over, man.
Don't say that, Rob.
Wow,
Don't tell me
football's
that.
almost over on the youth. Fly Fickle, Finger Lakes Youth Football and Cheerleading League. One more week left. That's it.
So they do playoffs?
They do not.
They do not do playoffs.
Do not do playoffs. Just a developmental love of the game type of thing.
Go back to the flag game. You've got Adam Godfrey's one of the coaches. Let's see, the coach of the other team, Fred Foster. They do a great job with them kids, and everything's positive, and
awesome.
it's just so much fun to watch. It really is.
That's what it's supposed to be all about, right?
Love of the game.
Absolutely.
All right, can I do the closing now?
I think so.
No.
I think we're good.
No.
And I don't think we're forgetting anything else.
So this is the Sports Express / Backyard Sports Network weekend football wrap-up show. I'm Rob Bennett.
I'm Tommy Friedenberg,
Dan O'Hara.
the coach.
Until next week, thanks for tuning in.